Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Y'all remember when Diddy smacked Drake in 2014 at a club in Miami? I don't think Drake really ever got over that.
Like, what made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake.
So, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have been trading shots for quite some time, but this week, Kendrick really turned up the heat with his new track, Euphoria. It's like a lyrical masterpiece aimed directly at undermining Drake's character. Every line is packed with intense vibes, and honestly, it's hard to imagine how Drake is going to bounce back from this one. But the story might be deeper than just a simple rap beef. Kendrick seems to be hinting at something more significant, maybe even darker about Drake. According to Kendrick, he suggests that Drake might have had some kind of intimate relationship with Diddy that the public totally missed. It sounds wild, right? But that's not all. Kendrick goes further, accusing Drake of having relationships with other powerful figures in the music industry, including none other than Lucian Grainge.
Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Now, if you're not up to speed, Lucian Grainge is a major name in music, and he was also mentioned in that pretty controversial lawsuit filed against Diddy back in February. Trust me, guys, you do not want to miss out on the details. So let's get into it. So firstly, let's zoom in on one particular jab in the song that's got everyone talking. Remember when Diddy famously slapped Drake back in 2014? The story that made the rounds initially was about them clashing over a song disagreement, but now there's a whole new twist to the tale that's setting the streets abuzz. Word on the street is that the slap had less to do with music and more with personal issues. Some are saying that Diddy was actually riled up because Drake threw some shade at his alleged boy toy, Meek Mill, during their infamous rap feud. It looks like Diddy had a soft spot for Meek, and he didn't appreciate Drake's lyrical at him. But it gets even juicier. There are whispers that the whole beef between Drake and Diddy wasn't just about tunes, it was part of a complex love triangle. And Kendrick dropping hints in Euphoria about Drake possibly being into guys has really got people talking even more. Now let's piece together the timeline of Drake and Diddy's rocky relationship. Rumors have been swirling that these two were more than just buddies at one point, which might be why Drake seems pretty keen on avoiding any Diddy-related topics these days. Flashback to December 2014. Social media went nuts with gossip when Charlamagne the God and DJ Sam Sneak leaked that Drake and Diddy had a major throwdown at Club Live in Miami. This all went down during DJ Khaled's birthday party, and Charlamagne spilled that Diddy went as far as to slap or punch Drake.
Although there was no footage of this, based on people that I've spoken to close to the situation, Diddy really did punch Drake in the face.
Oh, I got that call 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, boy, you wouldn't just believe what happened. I'm like, what? Diddy just slapped Drake. I'm like, where at?
Slapped or punched?
I heard a slap. I'm like, get the out of here. You call you, but I knew it was real because it was 4 o'clock in the morning. But you know, everybody know I'd be up because I gotta, go do the Breakfast Club in the morning. But lo and behold, it turned out that it was true.
As for Sneak, he claimed that after the scuffle, Drake ended up in the hospital nursing a dislocated shoulder, a detail that TMZ later confirmed. Despite the swirling rumors that this clash was over Cassie, Sneak was quick to shut that down, insisting that wasn't the reason at all, and that it was all Diddy. Now fast forward to December 2014, and suddenly there's all this footage going viral of Diddy throwing some serious shade at Drake. The drama was about the hit track 0 to 100. TMZ got a hold of a video where Diddy was seen on stage during a performance, firing up the crowd. He was pretty heated, telling everyone, "I gave this to this N and this N stole the it," right before he dropped 0 to 100 inches for the audience.
Play this next beat. I gave that to this stole it from me. Play that.
Why, that's Drake's hit song 0 to 100, and that's Diddy at a concert back in June saying it was stolen.
Diddy was adamant. He claimed he originally handed over the production to Drake, but then accused Drake of taking the beat and using it for himself without proper credit. This whole beat debacle then spiraled into a physical altercation between the two, which reportedly left Drake with that banged up shoulder we talked about. And to add more fuel to the fire, 0 to 100 didn't just make waves on the charts. It snagged a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Performance. You can only imagine how that might have ratcheted up the tension even further. Now, initially, both Diddy and Drake kept quiet on social media following their reported altercation. However, Drake eventually broke his silence in a subtle way by posting a photo on Instagram. He was wearing a robe, looking pretty relaxed, with the caption, "They're either talking about you or stealing the you're talking. Either way, the name been poppin'." It seemed like a slick nod to all the rumors swirling around. But then, a photo of Drake with what appeared to be a black eye surfaced, which sent the rumor mill into overdrive. Some sources suggested that this was the result of Diddy's alleged smackdown. While that was brewing, Rap-A-Lot CEO Jay Prince decided to step into the fray to defend Drake, who he considers family. Prince released a pretty direct diss track aimed at Diddy, emphasizing that Diddy had crossed a line by getting physical with Drake.
Feeling like he can put his hands on my family.
Fast forward to May 2015, and TMZ dropped a major update. Drake and Diddy had apparently decided to bury the hatchet. According to TMZ, the two had a heartfelt phone conversation and agreed to squash their beef privately. The reason is because they realized they'd be running into each other at various events throughout the summer and wanted to avoid any awkward encounters. Despite this report, neither Drake nor Diddy openly confirmed or denied the resolution of their beef. The saga took another turn on August 17, 2015, when Diddy finally spoke about the incident publicly during an appearance on The Breakfast Club. He outright claimed he never laid hands on Drake. However, some fans were skeptical, suggesting that Diddy's body language during the interview told a different story, hinting there might be more to the incident than he was letting on.
What made you put hands on Drake?
I did not put hands on Drake.
Oh.
And I do not want any problems with Drake.
Jumping forward to around June 2016, the plot thickens between Drake and Diddy. Drake released 4 p.m. in Calabasas, and it seemed like he was revisiting that infamous 2014 altercation, throwing some pretty clear lyrical jabs at Diddy. For example, he drops Diddy's iconic take that line, twisting it into a critique. Certain just too wild to reconcile take that, no love in their heart, so they fake that DiCaprio level the way they play that damn. What is that? On top of that, he nods to Diddy's debut album, No Way Out, and even mimics Puffy's laugh from Can't Nobody Hold Me Down with, even had the OGs trying to press me ha 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 / No Way Out cause I'm already in it. Drake's verses packed a punch, reflecting the ongoing tension and past drama. Interestingly, despite these pointed lyrics, Diddy chose not to hit back this time. He stayed off the radar and didn't respond through music or public comments. Then, in a twist on August 23, 2016, Diddy turned up at Drake's Summer 16 concert in Greensboro, North Carolina. But instead of making a big entrance or hanging out in the VIP area, he kept it low-key and stayed in the back. He seemed to be enjoying the show, yet there were no pictures of him and Drake together, leaving fans to speculate about their relationship status. Fast forward just a few days later to the 2016 VMAs. Diddy took the stage to present the award for Best Hip Hop Video. When Drake was announced as the winner for Hotline Bling but wasn't there to accept it, Diddy smoothly covered for him, saying, "Drake's stuck in traffic," and even made a lighthearted offer, inviting Drake to pick up the award from his place later.
Drake is out. Hey yo, Drake is stuck in traffic, so I'm gonna take this mo of me all the way back to the crib. Yo, Drake, come get this. Yeah.
But despite all the back and forth and those unresolved questions swirling around the 4 p.m. in Calabasas lyrics, reports started to emerge suggesting that Drake and Diddy had actually smoothed things over. In a gesture of goodwill, Drake even hooked Diddy up with tickets to his Summer 16 tour. It looked like they might finally be putting their past drama to rest, at least for a little while. But just when it seemed like the waters had calmed, enter Kendrick Lamar, who's never been one to shy away from stirring the pot. Kendrick dropped a bombshell with his new diss track, Euphoria, aimed squarely at Drake. In this track, he brings up that infamous 2014 incident where Diddy slapped Drake. Kendrick's line, "You gon' make a N bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashing something," throws some serious shade. For those not in the know, Chubbs is one of Diddy's longtime bodyguards and a close friend of Drake, who Drake often mentions in his songs as someone who's got his back. But Kendrick's calling that into question, wondering if all that tough talk was just for show, especially since Drake and his crew didn't retaliate when Diddy slapped him in a crowded club. And Kendrick didn't stop there. He also dropped a line that has everyone talking. "When I see you stand by red, I believe you see too bad B. I believe you don't like women. It's real competition. You might papa with them." This line has sparked a whirlwind of speculation, with some people suggesting that Kendrick's decision to mention Diddy's slap right after hinting at Drake's possible preferences might not be just a coincidence. This has led to some pretty wild theories that maybe there was more than just friendship between Drake, Diddy, and Meek Mill back in the day. And speaking of Meek Mill, we all know how his name popped up in the lawsuit involving Lil Rod. The lawsuit exposed Meek Mill alongside Usher as one of the people that often came to these freak-offs with Diddy. Rodney didn't explicitly mention Meek Mill and Usher's names in the lawsuit like he did with everybody else, but he gave some descriptions that had very specific details that pretty much made everybody know who he was talking about. Like he described Meek as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj and described Usher as a male R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency.
Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in intercourse with rapper. 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. And then the next person, R&B singer. 6, redacted. Look, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Usher!
Now, I'm sure you all know Meek is definitely a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki from 2015 to 2017. Usher also just had a very successful Vegas residency, which reportedly grossed over $100 million, and he did in fact perform at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. Anyway, going back to Rodney's lawsuit, he claimed that he witnessed Usher and Diddy hooking up several times and making out with the girls that Young Miami and Justin would bring for him. Rodney recalled the time where they were partying on Diddy's yacht, and he saw both Meek and Usher messing with several girls. Now, when this news hit, Meek went into overdrive on social media, firing off tweets left and right in a frantic attempt to clear his name. But let's just say the online community wasn't exactly buying what he was selling. He also got into a huge Twitter feud with DJ Academics, who was only reporting on the news. Like, imagine attacking somebody who's just doing his job. One of his tweets said, "I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me coke because I'm that heavy. No man or Watt would ever approach me about gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming a lol." Things quieted down for a bit, with folks realizing that Meek seemed to be on the edge of a mental breakdown, and nobody wanted to push him further. That is, until Diddy's ex-bodyguard dropped a bombshell, an audio clip allegedly featuring Meek and Diddy. The shockwaves were palpable. I mean, the voices on that recording? Pretty darn close to Meek and Diddy. And the content? Let's just say it wasn't easy listening. Meek's screams, reportedly in serious distress, sent shivers down the spine of anyone who heard it. Trigger warning, this audio is very disturbing and very sensitive. Now, the ex-bodyguard in question, who recorded and leaked the audio, made an entire video narrating how it came out. He said it happened during one of Diddy's freak-offs, and he decided to lean by the door to record what he was hearing because he was shocked to see Meek allowing Diddy to pound him like this. He said Diddy intentionally spiked everybody's drinks at that party so they would be too drunk and too high to even know what's going on. But he didn't drink, and that's why he was sober enough to witness what he and Meek were doing.
Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink. Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks.
I mean, do you all remember that video circulating where Meek was chilling in the pool, looking a bit, well, uncomfortable, while Diddy hovered nearby, calling him daddy and talking about Meek putting in work? Yeah, that one. It's hard to forget. Some folks are connecting the dots, suggesting it might have been filmed right after whatever went down between Meek and Diddy in that bedroom.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
And to make matters even worse, Meek was caught following a page on Twitter that exclusively posts videos of black men hounding each other. Maybe he was trying to learn some new positions for Diddy. Who knows? But as soon as people caught him, he immediately unfollowed the page. And if that's not enough to raise eyebrows, there's more. An old song of Meek's surfaced online recently, and the lyrics? Let's just say they paint a pretty vivid picture. In the track, Meek talks about chasing his Hollywood dreams, but there's this whole section where he seems to confess to getting involved with Diddy in some not-so-savory ways to make it big. And then he's asking for forgiveness for his actions.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Dream chasers. I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy.
Now, diving deeper into the web of rumors involving Drake and Lucian Grainge, Kanye West stirred the pot by claiming Lucian is basically Drake's sugar daddy.
Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian.
So all of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian.
Kanye accused Drake of being controlled by these so-called industry masters, hinting that Drake's actions and possibly even his music are manipulated by higher powers to serve agendas that are, according to Kanye, against divine will. To add more context, Kanye recently hopped on a remix of a diss track by Future and Kendrick Lamar, originally aimed at Drake, and used it as a platform to express his views. In his version of the track, Kanye throws out some pretty direct lines like, "Where's Lucian? Serve your master. You caught a little bag for your masters, didn't ya? Lifetime deal, I feel bad for y'all. Y'all so out of sight, out of mind, I can't even think of a Drake line." Here, Kanye is criticizing the deep-seated connections Drake has with Universal Music, suggesting that Drake's creative and financial freedom might be compromised under such a contract. This isn't Kanye's first rodeo criticizing the big music labels. Back in September 2020, he launched into a massive Twitter rant against Universal Music Group. Kanye shared close to 100 pages of his contract documents with Universal, the parent company of his label at the time, exposing what he perceived as unfair practices. His relationship with Universal was particularly strained, and by 2021, they had dropped his label, God Music. During this Twitter spree, Kanye didn't hold back in comparing the music industry to modern-day slavery. He wrote, "I need to see everybody's contract at Universal and Sony. I'm not going to watch my people enslaved. I'm putting my life on the line for my people. The music industry and the NBA are modern-day slave ships." Kanye also later shared a screenshot of a text exchange with someone discussing a case against Universal and Sony. Someone texted Kanye saying, "We can argue that Universal and Sony have not supported you fully, and that's a result they have breached. This is the lawsuit termination nuclear option. If we went that route, we would litigate and ask for your masters as part of settlement. This is a high-risk but high-reward strategy." This person would also suggest he should consider buying back his masters, similar to what Taylor Swift did to regain control of her music. The text also mentioned the possibility of a joint venture between Universal and Kanye's Yeezy Media as a potential solution. However, Kanye was quick to shut that down, replying, "I'm not open to any form of business with Universal or Sony." Kanye also shared a poignant image of Prince with the word slave written on his face, referencing Prince's famous battle with major labels over control of his music and his rights as an artist.
"Well, it's not your game. You didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. And as long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings."
In one interview with Rolling Stone, Prince explained what made him walk around with the word slave on his face, and he said, "If I can't do what I want to do, what am I? When you stop a man from dreaming, he becomes a slave. That's where I was. I don't own Prince's music. If you don't own your masters, your master owns you." As for Kanye, he implied that both Prince and Michael Jackson died before their time because they stood up to big labels. He wrote, "Let's get it big, bro. You and Michael passed, so we can live." Now circling back to Kanye dissing Drake and Lucian on this new track, during his interview on The Download, Kanye was asked what happened between him and Drake because it seemed like they had put their differences behind them when they teamed up for that benefit concert for Larry Hoover back in 2021. Well, according to Kanye, if it was up to him, he would have never joined forces with Drake if he had known that Drake had signed a contract with the devil to betray him.
Yeah, did the Hoover concert together. Me and the rest of the world thought y'all were back cool. What happened after that?
It cuts Drake's soul. It's like he signed his soul to the devil to not be cool with me, to have to this is his job to go against God.
And then Kanye brought up Lucian Grainge, calling him Drake's rich baby daddy.
Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
Man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby daddy.
But the plot thickens beyond just Kanye's accusations. There's a circulating theory suggesting that Diddy is merely a front for much more influential figures. The word on the street is that Diddy might be a pawn in a much larger scheme involving trafficking within the music and entertainment industry. It's crucial to note that while Diddy isn't painted as innocent, he's often seen as just one part of a broader network. This becomes especially apparent in lawsuits filed against him, where his powerful industry friends are frequently mentioned as enablers of his alleged crimes. Just like the recent lawsuit that's grabbed headlines, which was filed by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones against Diddy. But Diddy wasn't the only one named. A significant figure mentioned alongside him was Lucian Grainge, the CEO of Universal Music. Lil Rod's lawsuit paints a vivid picture of Lucian and Diddy, not just as as collaborators, but as very close associates, hinting at a relationship that might extend beyond mere friendship. According to the details in the lawsuit, Lil Rod observed Lucian visiting Diddy's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. These visits, often in the evenings, reportedly saw Lucian and Diddy disappearing into Diddy's bedroom for hours at a time. The lawsuit further alleges that Lucian sponsored and attended several questionable parties at Diddy's Los Angeles home. These parties reportedly had S-workers and underage girls present. Moreover, Lil Rod claimed that during these parties, attendees were given bottles of Dillian tequila and Ciroc vodka that were laced with unknown substances. The plot gets even murkier with Lil Rod's disclosure that Diddy's homes are equipped with hidden cameras in every room. According to Lil Rod, Diddy possesses recordings of Lucian Grainge, along with other celebrities, music executives, politicians, and athletes captured on these cameras. Lil Rod's allegations don't stop there. He accused Lucian, alongside other defendants, of aiding and abetting Diddy's alleged STFK operations. He painted them as conspirators who not only knew about but benefited from these coercive activities. These defendants, including Lucian, allegedly provided substantial financial support, enabling Diddy's criminal undertakings. To add another layer, Lil Rod recounted instances at Chalice Recording Studios, where he saw Lucian and the CEO of Motown Records, Ethiopia Habtemariam, at parties he described as freak-off parties actively participated in by Diddy. Now, when Lil Rod's allegations against Diddy first made headlines, Lucian Grainge immediately denied any involvement, and he blasted Lil Rod for including him in his lawsuit. Attorneys for Lucian called the allegations offensively false and said they planned to seek legal penalties against Lil Rod's lawyer. Lucian's attorneys also filed a motion to dismiss all claims against Lucian and Universal Music Group, arguing that Lil Rod's lawyer Tyrone Blackburn filed knowingly false allegations of criminal wrongdoing without the slightest factual or legal basis. However, if Diddy really has incriminating footage of Lucian from those FO parties like Lil Rod alleged in his lawsuit, it's clear why Lucian and other powerful industry figures would want to throw Diddy under the bus. This is all crazy, but let us know what you think about all this in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next video.